herself even before her crown, who works a lot, not just in Tondo, Manila, but also in Mandaluyong, Palawan, and Pasay, where our other sustainable community centers are located. Let us all welcome our lead ambassador for the opening of Balay Marvi, the ever-lovely Miss Universe 2018. My honor to present to you and welcome Miss Catriona. Ang ganda, di ba?
Ang ganda ng introduction, Miss Franz. Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. Firstly, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to be here to really celebrate and acknowledge the great work that has really taken place here in Baguio City. Thank you to all of our VIPs, Mama Vin, I was about to call you Mama Marvi. Tito Marvi kasi baka related tayo. From OAS Albay, Miss Marvi. And also Congressman Marco, Councilor, Miss Cherry, thank you so much for your presence, and to all of our other very important people here. And also our friends from the media, our ARCs also. Thanks for being here. I think we can all relate that the pandemic really put a micro focus and huge value on health for all of us. Like maybe before the pandemic, it wasn't such a high priority, but after the pandemic, we really saw how one's health can really affect the quality of one's life. But when we talk about health, you can't have one's health separate from one's sexual and mental health. Like, they go together. And that is why it is so important and such a wonderful undertaking and achievement that here in Baguio City, we are launching the Balay Marvi Community Center by Love Yourself. And to all of our friends from the media, I hope that you could really help us, join with us in really putting out the messaging and the correct information so that our kababayans, whether here in Baguio, whether in the Cordillera region or region-wide, nationwide, that they really are able to get that information into their hands. That there are community centers, that testing is free. If they're maybe not willing to go in person to a testing center, we also have self-care, which is an at-home testing program that you can get a free testing kit sent to your residence, your place that you call home. Because what we want to do is really empower the community. There's a lot of stigma surrounding HIV. And unfortunately, it does create a huge barrier that we're still figuring out how to navigate to get around so that we are able to allow people to really prioritize their health, to love themselves. That's why I love the messaging of love yourself as a whole, because it's not just the tokenism of I love myself, I accept myself, but love yourself and going to a place where I love myself enough to want to love my health and to put my health first so that I can love other people and put their health as a priority too. So it's such a great feeling to be here, to be in the company of all of you, to be able to celebrate this achievement and to also see that it is such a huge movement into the right direction. Not to say that it's finished, but it's a huge opportunity to then explore more, to reach more communities. And I also want to take this time to really thank our local government that is really supporting this, because that's what we need. And hopefully our surrounding regions who maybe don't have this type of community center yet can really look at Baguio City as one of the shining examples of how it can be replicated, how it can be done, how the community can really be reached. So maraming salamat to everyone who came to join us today. To Miss Marvi as well, whose contribution to this advocacy has left such a tremendous impact. And I have such sureness that the impact will continue for many years through Balay Marvi, how it's able to positively affect the community here in Baguio City and the surrounding areas. And we really take this time to honor you, your contribution. It's an honor to be sitting beside you and an honor to be able to work with you, po. With that, please allow us to get the word out for Balay Marvi, our community center. Spread it to your friends, on your social circles, and just allow people to feel that there's a friendly community center that they can walk into Wednesdays to Sundays, and have that access to that care, to that support, to that encouragement that they may need. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Kat.
Love Yourself by Kuya Kaloy, who is also my mentor through pageantry. But I was offered to mentor for the Miss Love Yourself candidates. But it was an opportunity for me because I had a personal reason of being drawn to this advocacy. When I was younger, I had just started modeling here in the Philippines. I think I was about 18 or 19 years old. One of the staff that I worked with, who was a booker at the modeling agency, had passed away suddenly. And so I had lost someone due to HIV. Now at that point in time, I didn't really understand really anything about HIV or AIDS for that matter. Parang, it was an idea that you've heard about, but because I wasn't personally affected, I just happily sat in my bubble. But being introduced to Love Yourself and starting to understand that it's not just 1 in a million who's affected. It's a lot. A lot of people affected, maybe not by the virus itself, but by losing someone dear to them or just seeing a life being stolen. It really feels like that. Being stolen too young or too soon. And I'm very passionate about this advocacy, and I want to remain in this position because I want to send a message. You don't have to be a beauty queen or a Miss Universe to care and to do something for this community. Because it's not just for this community, it's really for the Filipino people, by extension. Because HIV is not picky, it's not choosy. It doesn't matter who you are, it matters what you do. But it doesn't matter who you are, you can be affected by it. And I don't want people to suddenly care when it affects them when they lose someone. We shouldn't have to wait for us to lose someone dear to us to finally care. So yun, that's why I'm very passionate about this cause, and it's hard not to be passionate when you're surrounded by volunteers and people who are so passionate about the work that they do. It's contagious. Especially sila Mama Vin, sila Mama Danvic, the whole of the Love Yourself volunteers, na every time I'm around them, I feel very encouraged. I feel like I want to do more. I'm inspired. I've learned more, and I learn something new every time. And so my passion just grows. And I just imagine if I were to be able to do to others what Mama Danvic and Mama Vin are able to do for me, to encourage me, to inspire me more. Parang you don't have to have a title. You just have to have a purpose, a calling, and that's not just for beauty queens. That's for all of us. So this is an advocacy that I see myself working very closely with for the next how many years and beyond. As long as the cause is there, I will be here to help the cause. Yun lang po. Thank you.
Okay ka na, Jepoy?
Okay, ready na. Video na. Ah, sige, isa pa. Give space muna
Okay ka
sa
na, Jepoy?
official.
Okay na tayo?
Oh, ready, go!
Wala lang, para...
Thank you. There you have it. Laylayan daw, pahawak. Vin, ayan. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. Ayan, ayan. Okay, ayun na, baka sumama. Okay.
Nakadikit.
Ayan. Pinamimiss talaga magkasama. Yun! There you go! Ayan! How about any more
But it's such a wonderful thing. Thank you everyone for joining us today. Congratulations, Love Yourself. Congratulations, Miss Marvi. I know this was a surprise for you. But it's such a wonderful reminder that anyone, no matter what their position may be, if they take up an advocacy, if they take up a passion with the intention to make
a difference for other people. It can really create something beautiful and everlasting. And this is what Balay Marvi in essence is. And I'm so proud to be part of this moment. Thank you to all of our friends for joining us. To mga tantric, the Love Yourself team, congratulations po on the successful launching of Balay Marvi in Baguio City.
Alright, and
presents this Diamond Award to Miss Marvi Buena Trudeau for her unwavering love and support to Love Yourself Incorporated Philippines by inspiring and pushing for programs and projects through the years for the communities we serve and for being a motto of this.
So just for context, the Diamond Award is the first ever award of Love Yourself that we are dedicating to our most trusted partners. The first award na ibibigay ko namin for Love Yourself is to Miss Marvi.
Miss Marvi, ay mo lang lalabas.
Hindi na nga, inahawakan ko na nga.
Miss Marvi and Miss Kat. Ayan. Okay, for the last photo op, ayan, hindi pa rin hindi kayo lahat naglalapot. Ayan.
Madam, be closer po. Closer. Okay, smile.
The Azalea classroom community supporting ours and our students.
Thank you. Thank you.
So once again, ayan.
All I can say is ooh la la, ooh la la, ooh la la, ooh. Oh, I can't help you, turn me on so bad. Ooh la la, ooh la la, ooh la la, ooh. I just can't seem to get you off my head. Speechless with every single kiss, the one